products.
Wasn't pretty, but it's what? W. Back to back. That's a great effort. Great effort. Great effort. Hey! We haven't sung that song in a long time.
Now, here's your host, Tom Dirato.
Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Bob Simmons Show. For the third time in the last 4 years, Oklahoma State now has the bragging rights, the Bedlam bragging rights again. And I tell you, it was great to hear that song sung in the locker room last night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. As I said on the film, we hadn't sung it in a long time, but it's good to sing it at the Bedlam game. The players played hard; they deserve it. The fans deserve it. It was good to come home and come home to a victory. It
was a heck of a ball game. Lots of highlights to cover, but just quickly, your second-day feelings toward the game.
Well, it was a game that we needed, Tom, and I thought that our offense was an offense that moved the ball down the field against pretty good defense. And, they made some plays on defense, but our defense came up with really about 3 or 4 key turnovers, which helped the offense.
Well, we're going to have all the wall-to-wall highlights when we return after this opening timeout. Welcome back to the show, and Bob, we're going to see here in a second what a great setting we had at Louisville. 50,000 plus, and most of them wearing orange.
That's right, Tom. 6 o'clock in the evening, night ball game. Everybody's celebrating. They got the guy parachuting in with the game
you didn't
ball.
Get to see that, did
well, yeah. You know what? We ended up looking at it on Friday's practice, during the practice session. But we opened the ball game up here, and Nathan makes a real tough run. Kelly Gregg tries to get in the backfield, but that's a tough 2-yard run, and we go with the slide pass here to, I think that's Willie Grissom. He does a good job of making the first guy miss and then getting the first down. Then we go back inside with the run to Nathan. He's running hard, aggressively, and we're actually moving the ball. We had 1 first down. We needed a second first down. We go back inside with our fullback. We come up short. We have to punt the ball away at this point in time. And really talk about special teams, that's a low-line drive, which Jackson does a nice job of filling it. But we had 6 missed tackles on this punt return along. And he almost got out of there, but I think Terrell does a nice job. That's why he's on that punt return team. Rather, that punt team do a good job and make that tackle. But again, that's another missed tackle. I think that's Jamon Parker really running hard in this ball game for him. They run the option down the line, and this is a ball that we got to come up with, Tom.
I don't see how it is.
I don't know. Well, I think basically our kids said we had it, but the official said if it's another guy got his hands on it, an offensive guy got his hands on it, they're going to give it to the offense. This is a nice play. I think that's by Evan Howe. And the biggest thing we got to do is really hold him to 3 points. This is an option play by, I think that's Moore. Do a good job of running it down. He tries to go inside. We stop him on that particular play, and then I think you'll see a field goal coming up here. And that's a good job by defense. They drove the ball down on a punt return. We kept them to 3 points, and it gives our offense a chance now to come back.
That's about all you could ask for in a situation like that. And we're going to see a couple of Fobbs' returns on kickoffs. Now, you really thought Fobbs could get one this game.
Well, I thought he did a good job. Basically, our rule is not to bring it out when the ball's that deep. And fortunately for Fobbs, he got it out to about the 30-yard line. Gave us good field position. Option play on our part. Then Nathan takes about 15 to 16 yards there. And that's one of our better option plays during the course of the ball game. Then we go back with a screen play here to another Howe. That's Evan Howe. We pick up about 3 or 4 yards, and we're trying to get Tony on the corner. They do a good job of keeping us inside. Tony's got to put that ball away. He's got to run it with the tips up, and we end up kicking the ball away to him. And again, this guy doesn't fair catch at all. And so what we got to do is make sure we go down and tackle him. They come back out, and Eric runs an option play here to the sideline. He puts up about 4 or 5 yards. That's good pursuit by our defense. He pitches it to Moore, and this is a good play by Ricky Jackson, and I think that's Kenyatta Wright. And this is where we lost contained. I mean, there's nobody out there, and you can see there's about 3 or 4 guys miss a tackle on that play, and they take it back down to a 20. They run an option here, and he gets the corner, and we got to do a better job on that option. But he goes back to pass, and the thing we do here is we lose contain, then we pursue him here. You see one guy tackle him, and I think what happened there at times is that he slides into our our pad there. The other guy, Kenyatta Wright, comes and he's trying to protect himself, and I think he hit his head against the pad, not our player.
Yeah, I saw you talking to the official. What was his explanation on the personal foul?
He said our player landed on him, but as you can see there, our player slid out of bounds and didn't land on him. So that's one we're going to review.
Reggie White.
Reggie White does a nice job on the kickoff return. Again, giving us a real good field position to start in. This is an option that we're trying to attempt. Tony pitches behind. Nathan does a good job of coming up with that ball. We don't want any turnover. Third down, this is a second down situation. Good throw, but he's got to get the ball out in front of him, so give him a chance to run.
You think this might be one of the most key plays of the game? We needed something good to happen.
We needed something good to happen. We needed to convert. A nice read by Tony. He looks for he goes through his reads, comes back to Marcellus. He makes a nice catch. He runs the correct route. That's key. He goes 11 back to 10. He gets a first down. He changes and moving. Now we got a new set of downs to really get started here. Tony does a nice job of running the option here. Follows the fullback. Gets about 6 or 7 yards. It's 3rd and 6. Again, we got to come up with another first down. Nice throw to, I think it's Terrence for another first down.
Good effort there.
Those key third downs were key for us getting or keeping the ball alive. Now we put him on the corner. We got everybody blocking. He picks up about 10 more yards. So our offense is in a rhythm now. We're in sync. We're moving the ball down. We go back down here. I think this is the 5s, and he almost get out of here to score, but we pick up about 8 yards. Then we come back with a play that we worked on all week. They don't cover the fullback, and that's the easiest easiest touchdown Akins to have all in his life.
He had a good look at that bet. Would you agree, as we see this, not necessarily on this play, but I thought our backs and our receivers really showed good hands last night. They made some tough catches.
Well, between the Akins and Nathan and Fobbs and White, all those kids got good hands, and we felt going to this ball game that we need to take advantage of that.
What a key drive this was. Oklahoma had the early momentum. This restores a little order.
Yeah, what we had to do was answer. They came out and they scored on us. As you can see, it's 10-7. And here's another missed tackle by our defensive end. And this guy you can't miss. I think he's an excellent back. He's a great back. He made people miss. This is his best ball game. And again, now when we're in the right position, we end up tackling him and keeping his yards to a minimum. They come up with a dash play here for a 3rd down. And they throw it, and they complete it, they keep their drive alive here. They run the option, but it's poorly executed, which gets them out of field position. Parker runs out of bounds, and it makes his field goal coming up a little bit longer. But this kid was hot for him. He doesn't normally make them, but in this particular game, in the Bedlam game, they end up making them all.
Everybody kind of steps it up a little bit.
Everybody steps it up, but you can see it 13-7, halftime, we went in, told him that, this game is far from over. We just got to start executing and start playing.
I assume the subject of tackling came up at halftime somewhere along the way?
Well, a lot of things came up at halftime.
And one of the things was grabbing momentum early in the second half. It did not take long for that to happen for Oklahoma State.
Well, we came out the second half, and as you can see here, we really had great field position. We had to kick off. Our defense had to go in and get a stop, and they did that. And you can see right now, we lost the Tane here, but Ricky came up with a nice interception. Gave us great field position, and as you can see, the quarterback has got great pressure on him from Kenyatta, and this is a good interception. He goes up and over like a receiver, takes the ball away, and then he turns his body away. That's key, so the receiver can't get his hands on it. We come back out with one of our trick plays ourselves. Now, if Joe can get that ball up a little bit further, it's a touchdown. But he had pressure. But as you can see, we got a face mask call that takes the ball down to the 15. This is a nice loft. This is one of the better catches that you're going to see Marcellus
And you'll see it again.
Right. He reaches back over the defender like I would do, catch the ball, and then score.
It looked like somebody else we were talking about.
Yeah, it does. It really looks like Alonzo Mays, and that was a great catch by the young player.
Well, again, Cowboys jump out quickly, restore order, get the lead for the first time. So you've come back from 10-0 and now have the lead in the crowd behind.
Well, we do, and we've got the crowd behind us. Our defense steps it up. This is Courtney Mallory with one of his sacks that he's had in the ball game, and now I really feel like we're playing at our level at this point, and it was just a matter of trying to take control of the ball game, which we didn't probably get to the fourth quarter, but our defense stepped it up in this particular drive. They come back and run a sweep here. Again, this is nothing but being in the right place on defense. We wasn't. If you're not in the right place on DeMond Parker, he's going to make you pay. Which you can see he did that. Then they come back and run inside with the big fullback, and they score. So they come back and then they go for two. On the chart it says go for two. They overthrow it. Pretty good defensive play, but now we have to answer that particular score.
We're in a position several times tonight, and this is one right here, or last night, where we had to answer and answer big, and this is one.
And we did. Tony goes back and said, this play I thought was going to go for a long way, and their player did a nice job of splitting their backs, and this is I think this is third down again, time where we got to come up with a big catch, and we do it to Marcellus, and this is a nice read by Tony going back to Marcellus to keep that drive going. We settle for a field goal. He'll come up short, but it makes it 19-17, and we got points on the board, so we've sort of shortened that gap going into the third quarter.
And now looking to get another turnover, and lo and behold, it will take place after this kickoff.
Well, again, this is Jackson coming on. What we really try to do is get a tackle inside the 20. That's one of the things that our kickoff team talk about doing, and they really do a good job of getting downfield and 3 or 4 guys around Jackson, and hopefully one of these days we're going to get down there and strip the ball, but we've tackled him inside the 20. Our defense is back on the field. We're playing a little bit more solid defense. Again, force the fumble here. It comes up, we run the ball down to the 5-yard line, and that's one of the things that happened in the second half. We came up with a lot more turnovers on defense. We go back out with another play call to the fullback. Now our young tight end, if he turns and blocks, this is a score. We eventually get it in anyhow. We run the option here, and Nathan, he's got to run to the corner. We talk to him, run to the corner to the score, stretch it out. We go back on third down. Our fullback is playing Superman. He goes over the top for a score. But that was key. Again, this is, I think this Akins, he got to take the ball the correct way because we don't want that ball to come out. But he dives over for the score. We regain the momentum. We go for 2. Nice decision by Tony when they overplay the play that we had called. He makes a nice play getting in for the 25-19. And we feel pretty good right now that we've gotten this game a little bit under control.
And really it is in the next series because the Cowboys are going to get great field position after this sequence.
Yeah, again, they try to run the option, and they're going with a new quarterback and a little bit out of sync here. He's throwing here on third down to try to keep their drive alive here. Then they get back in shotgun, and he goes up the top. We tip the ball away, and again, that's 3 and out. We get ourselves off the field. They have to punt. We settle for, really, this is one of the things that help us. They shank the punt here.
2-yard punt.
2-yard punt, and we're starting to drive on the plus side of the 50. Come back with a trap play to our fullback. Akins played pretty good this ball game. He's running hard. One of the plays that they have not seen us run, and he's got his pads low and picking his knees up and dropping his shoulders. Picked up about 9 yards there. Good first down call by our offense, and then we go back and try to get Tony on the corner here. We get the first guy chopped. He has the corner, turns it up for a nice gain, about a 7-yard gain for a first down. Then we come back. The thing that we can't do, and he does a nice job of getting rid of the ball. Don't want to take a sack here. We come up for a field goal, and we make this, and I think this is the one we make. Yeah, this is the one we make.
Actually, Timmy had to kick it
Timmy
twice.
had to kick it twice because we had
motion
penalty, but we make it 28-19, which gives us a little bit more room. They come out with their trick play of their own, and we don't cover this. And we talked about when you don't recognize in certain formation, call them timeout, and they thought they had it covered. They didn't. A quick strike like that is 28-26. The momentum is swung back. And the thing that I like about our offense and our defense in this game is that we kept our composure. Bob's take one in the end zone, and now he gives us immediate field position. He brings it back out across the 50. He lets that turf trip him up, but we end up starting the ball back on the, I think, the plus 48-yard line. Our kickoff return team, we felt going in that we had an opportunity to bring several back, and I thought Jay Bob did a good job of doing that.
You know, that's a quick way of restoring momentum after they score.
And then Tony makes a nice throw. He's got to get the tip of the ball up to Terrence Richardson for a first down. We're back down at 30. He does a good job of ducking up inside and taking us down to the, I think, about the 7-yard line. And our offense is doing a good job here. There's supposed to be a pass play. They get it covered. Tony runs to the corner. I thought he scored. I thought once you hit the pylon, you score. But we come back and we wedge it in, we sneak it in, and I think we go up 36 to
35-26.
35-26. This is one of Tim's artistic kicks that we got to get him straightened out.
Yeah, that one had a nice, fortunate bounce.
Yeah, it was. They kick off, and they've done this before. Illegal handoff, a different kind of reversal, trying to make something happen. This is, I think, a good hit by Chris Carter.
this
ball, I thought the ball was going to come out, but this is a good hit.
He had him where he could nail him, and he did.
Jumped up in the air. Normally that ball comes out there, but it didn't. But it was a legal handoff, and they started actually on the 5-yard line where our defense did a good job. I think that's a host of tacklers around him, and they try to throw the ball, and then he tries to pull it back in, and he drops it. The officials call it a turnover, a fumble. We got immediate field position. We come back out, we get it back to a fullback. We're back on the 6-yard line. We come back, and the option has been one of the better plays for us all day. And Tony does a good job of getting the ball in the end zone, and that puts it up about 41 to 26. And then we come back, and Tim, this time, I think he misses the field goal. But bottom line is that we come out with victory, 41-26. First time in Stillwater in a long time.
Long time.
Long time, huh?
66 is a long time. I saw that one, so I know how long it really was.
Right.
Kids were excited, genuinely excited. Fans were excited. Big night. Really enjoyed what went on. I tell you, we got a special treat for our fans and our viewers tonight because you want to stay tuned. The 2-minute drill is coming up next.
The 2-minute drill brought to you by Tartan Golf and Gear. If it has your logo on it, we do it.
If you were among the 50,000 at Louisville Saturday night, you experienced all the excitement of Bedlam firsthand. If you weren't, well, sit back. We'll show you what you missed on this week's 2-minute drill.
I said, OSU, what you gonna do?
BLU! BLU!
I've never quite gotten over being at a university. Thank you very much.
OSU! OSU! Let's go, Bucks! Let's go, Bucks!
Defense stepped it up, offense stepped it up, and we just went out there and played like we know how to play. All right, there's a lot of fans coming up to me talking about they thanking me and stuff, talking about it's been 32 years and stuff like that. And I know it means a lot to them, and later on it's gonna mean a whole lot to me. You know, I'm just still engulfed in the excitement right now.
A lot of Orange Town, great fan support. Good night.
A lot of excitement, big night, and hope to have many more of that on the line, that's for sure. Our game within the game, Ask Bob Simmons segment, and a look at homecoming. That's all still ahead. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show. Quickly, let's go to the game within the game, and I'll tell you, when you look up there, you'll see those numbers are pretty self-explanatory.
Or you can see short field. Tom, our offense had a chance in the second half to do that. And you talk about special teams and turnovers helped us. Turnover time, you talk about turnover time. Our defense came up with about 3 or 4 turnovers in the second half.
Well, this week's question from oakstate.com for Coach Bob Simmons, presented by Southwestern Bell. And our question comes from right here in Stillwater.
How much time we spend on 2 minutes? Time we every day we do something, but Thursday is the main day we spend a lot of time on 2 minutes.
If you have a question for Bob Simmons that you want answered on the show, log on to Oklahoma State's official athletic website at oakstate.com and participate in the Southwestern Bell Ask Coach Bob Simmons contest. Quickly, homecoming, Texas A&M Saturday night.
Texas A&M, good football team, undefeated in the conference. It's going to be a tough game. We need all the support we can to be there.
Have another big crowd like we had last week.
That's right.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. For Bob Simmons, our entire crew here at Educational Television Services, Tom Dirato. Goodbye, everybody.